You don't think that that's proper?
I didn't write the specific charge to the committee.
Your name is on the article.
Yes, and the article is talking about what the request was to the 2025 committee.
And I'm asking you if you think that that is a proper lens to view nutrition through.
Brandon Gill shows no mercy. We're talking to Dr. Eve Studi on nutrition, who's a nutrition expert, about how to make America healthy again for kids. And he's digging into this woman. And honestly, she gives some very passive answers to a lot of the questions he's asking. It's very interesting. You know, this is the really important stuff to figure out what our kids are eating, what we're eating, what's good for us and what isn't good for us. And we need transparency and honesty, and for people to be upfront and let us know what's going on. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to RTM News, because it ensures YouTube that you're enjoying these videos, and in turn, it will continually show up on your feed and let's push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for hosting this hearing. And it's good to know that we have an administration that is prioritizing making America healthy again, and fighting for children who want safe, healthy food, and for Americans. And I think that that's refreshing, so we really appreciate this. Dr. Studi, I've got a few questions for you. First of all, what is health equity?
It's the consideration that all individuals have equal access to healthy foods or different aspects of the health system.
I think all individuals should ideally have access to healthy food. Do you think that that should be the central lens through which we look at health?
It is certainly an area of research and discussion.
But the central lens, do you think that makes sense?
You're relating to the work of the 2025 Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee that the previous administration did ask them to conduct their review of evidence with a health equity lens.
Well, are you familiar with this article entitled, it was from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. It's called Addressing Misinformation About the Dietary Guidelines for Americans?
Yes.
Okay, and were you an author of this article?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Your name's on the top. It's the second author.
Are you familiar with this article that I already know your name is on, Brandon? What are we doing? What are we doing? But yes, I think she's quite familiar if her name is second to the top. But that was interesting to ask. I don't understand these mind games that people play. Like, they ask people questions they already know the answer to. Let us just get to the point, shall we?
Sure. One of the statements in this says, quote, in addition, HHS and USDA have prioritized health equity as the central lens through which all scientific questions will be considered in the 2025 DGAC. Do you think that makes sense?
That was the request from the administration, and that was carried in through the charge to the committee.
But do you think that this is a proper way to go about promoting nutrition?
It is one of the discussion points it's one of the topics that is being discussed.
Well, I'm asking if you think that this is a proper way of going about promoting nutrition in the United States. Your name is on this article.
My perspective on that is I think it's good to look at evidence in all ways, and that can include through that perspective.
Do you think it should be the central lens?
I did not. That was the request from our administration.
But you don't think that that's
is the charge?
You don't think that that's proper?
I didn't write the specific charge to the committee.
Your name is on the article.
Yes, and the article is talking about what the request was to the 2025 committee.
And I'm asking you if you think that that is a proper lens to view nutrition through.
I think it is a lens that you can view nutrition through.
But is it a proper lens? Well, this says central lens.
Again, as a career employee in the Department of Agriculture, I implement the requests of our administration, and that was at the time with the Biden administration the request. But we have a new administration.
So she's saying it's not my fault that we were focusing on this. Blame Biden. I'm just doing what he asked me to do. Leave me alone. And he's like, yeah, we're not doing that. I don't really know what role specifically the government has in making sure. I know it's a part, like, we work together to make life better for all Americans. But like, it shouldn't really fluctuate that much depending on each administration. if we're all trying to make Americans healthier? Like, I feel like things shouldn't shift so far one way or the other, right? Like, what's important is what's true, what's going to benefit all Americans. And if there's something a standard that could be set that prioritizes American health, why would we fluctuate on that when administrations change?
Different priorities that don't include DEI and health equity. Do you think that this is a proper way to view nutrition?
I think as I've mentioned, that it is appropriate to look at literature in every.
So you're not going to answer the question respectfully. We can move on then. I would thought that would be a simple one. You're familiar with the scientific report of the 2025 Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're familiar with the members who wrote that, who were on the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee, right?
Yes.
Got it. One of the things in this same article, which you wrote as a bit of you said misinformation, which you're attempting to dispel, is that there are no conflicts of interest. Is that correct?
The discussion is that conflicts of interest was considered in the process to establish the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee. I think conflicts of interest, whether real or perceived, is an extremely important conversation in nutrition science.
Right. One of the members of that committee is a man named Chris Gardner. He's a practicing vegan. He's an environmentalist activist, receives funding from a company called Beyond Meat, which is trying to run cattle producers out of business, wants to move towards plant-based diets. Do you think that that's a conflict of interest, that he is on this panel advising the United States in an official capacity about what foods are nutritious and what aren't, whenever he has a obvious financial interest in Beyond Meat?
The answer is yes. I know you might not want to answer, but you have a financial interest in that. Just saying.
I'm not, I will say that conflicts of interest were reviewed by
I'm just asking if it is a conflict of interest
within the Department of Health and Human Services, who chartered the committee. I think that those things should be disclosed and discussed. And the department, the administration was aware of those affiliations.
So that is a conflict of interest. Is that your testimony?
I'm not an attorney in ethics.
Neither am I, but it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Well, if you're talking about a financial conflicts of interest, that is something that our ethics attorneys review and assess. So
like you're saying, yes, it 100% is, but I guess she might not be allowed to say that. I don't know. But yeah, maybe she'll get fired if she does. But correct, that is for sure. If you're talking about financial, yes, that's literally what he said. There's a financial interest in him doing this, and I promise you, there's nothing that you can do to make me eat that Beyond Meat nonsense. I'm eating the steak. I'm eating the cow. Okay. Sorry, you're not gonna stop me. But yeah, I don't want someone like that being in charge of what Americans consume when it comes to their health and food. So yeah, no.
So I do not do that review of our members in that process. We do have individuals who support.
So your testimony is that you don't know if this is a conflict of interest or not?
Well, I will say, there are processes, and I think part of what the conversation is with MAGA is, should those processes be stronger?
Right. It's just a straightforward yes or no question. Is this a conflict of interest or is it not?
It could be
that somebody who is advising us on what is nutritious food has a financial interest in a business that is trying to run cattle producers out of work.
I will say that is reviewed by our legal counsel.
I yield my time back. That's
looking
fine.
At conflict of interest.
I don't think if you're getting a financial benefit from trying to push cattle farmers out of business, trying to enforce, and I don't think you should have a hand in dictating what Americans eat and consume. Yeah, it's a conflict of interest. Of course, you're going to pursue and push something that's going to make you more money. So, no. Also, you know how many Americans would be pissed about that? What a percentage of America is vegan and eats Beyond Meat? I'm sorry, no. And no offense, if you are vegan, a lot of those people are insufferable. Like they like judge you and they get so angry. Like the ones that aren't insufferable have to preface, it's just a lifestyle choice for myself. I don't mind if you do, because I know how crazy vegans can be. And I promise you, I'm eating that steak and that burger and you won't stop me. Well, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down your thoughts below. I want to know what you guys are thinking on this one, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.